Right, so you joined me today at a project we recently started around a month ago. This is again, of course, in Horsham. So this one is a larger build, but broken into separate phases. So we're just doing bit by bit at a time, getting the upstairs kind of ready so the client can effectively live upstairs whilst the main works are being carried out downstairs. So phase one of this build is a complete remodel and redesign of the client's master bedroom ensuite. So effectively what we've done on this bedroom is we've moved the original ensuite from the rear of the property towards the front. Reason being that the client wanted to have better views when they were in their bedroom looking out into the garden, and thought it'd be better suited to just push the ensuite towards the front of the property, which will also tie in with the new family bathroom, which I can explain to you as well. So let's start to make our way down. So this first phase was a upwards extension above the existing garage, which is just behind me there. So in doing so, we just had to install an RSJ, which bared from the external wall to the left and carried over to another load bearing wall running through this property, straight down the middle effectively. So to help make sure the new extension had a relationship with the existing part of the house, we continued the tile hanging detail along, and also had the brickwork running up the side where you've got that pier in the middle and the pier either end. We've continued that detail throughout so that it doesn't look like it's just been bolted on without having any relationship with the existing part. So let me take you on upstairs now, up the scaffold, and we can show you the main roof structure and give you a little idea of how it works. So we're up on the first flight of scaffolding, just to give you a clearer idea of what I mean in terms of making sure that we keep that relationship throughout. So the existing part of the house effectively finished at this pier here and returned down the side, and then this roof continued all the way up. Again, I'll be able to attach some photos so you can see that too and it'll be clearer. So we continue this tile hanging detail. We've got the club tiles matching the existing as well, so that comes all the way from that end all the way down. And then we've got our traditional brick and block work running up the side here, tying in with the existing part of the house too. So let's take you up onto the next level of scaffolding, and I can show you what's been going on up there too. Right, so we're now up on the top of the scaffolding, testing our cameraman's fear of heights. So the construction of this extension consisted of a timber frame structure towards the front, as we were going for tile hanging in this build, and then we have brick and block work returning up the side. So the roof on top of this, we've gone for a gable end roof, which ties perfectly in with the existing part, and then we have our lead valleys either side running all the way up to the ridge line. So where the roof meets in the middle here, we've got a lead valley, and of course it's been stepped up, as you can only run the lead in, as you can't run the lead any longer than 1.5 meters, so you have to step it up every time you go over that distance. And then we drop into a hopper here, which runs down and drops into the roof below. Another thing we're going to be doing on this roof is we're going to be repointing in all the verges as they're beginning to fall apart. There's cracks throughout, and they could really do with being repointed in. Thirdly, they're also going to be going for some solar panels on this roof. So we're just going through some of the design details now, and then we can begin to crack on with that too. Right, so we're now standing to the rear of the property. Now, like I said at the start of the video, this is a larger build broken into individual phases, and at this precise moment, we're doing phase one. However, the next phase of this build is going to be a large wraparound extension coming either side of the property and then coming out to the rear around 5 meters. And then they're also going to be going for a basement as well, where the client is going to have their new home gym, which will be accessible from the open plan kitchen, dining and living room area. So the side extension to my right is going to be a new guest bedroom equipped with its own ensuite as well. And then the main focal point of this property is going to be the new open plan kitchen, dining and living room area, which is going to take up the majority of the house on that ground floor, which is going to look fantastic. And of course, we're going to attach some of the drawings now for you to see that too. Right, so let's take you on inside now and show you what little guys have been busy getting on with. So we're upstairs now in what will be the new master bedroom ensuite, equipped with its own walk-in wardrobe. So this is originally where the existing master bedroom was. However, the ensuite was positioned over here, like I said, looking out into the garden, and the bedroom kind of moved towards down this way and finished roughly where that new partition is there, which I can show you as well too. Stages of this build. So we removed the existing 22mm chipboard throughout and installed Rockwool soundproofing insulation, which was around 150mm thick. We installed that in between each individual joist, and then we installed our new 22mm chipboard, glued down and obviously screwed. And then on top of that, the client is going to be going for electric underfloor heating. Now this is going to run through the entire bedroom, all the way down into that wet room ensuite as well, which will of course be connected to a thermostat on the wall, or it can now be easily accessed via an app too. So you notice this little opening here we've got in this brickwork. So the client wanted to have their TV built in, which is going to look quite slick and cool. So we created this opening by installing a lintel which bears on this side and runs across, and then we tidied the brickwork around, and the electricians have begun putting their cable through. They've just got to cut it out and install a box on there too. So let's take you on into the walk-in wardrobe. So this walk-in wardrobe is going to be divided into a his and hers section. One or the other, they will have either side, and then they're going to be going for some built-in units. Actually, another thing I forgot to mention too, throughout the new bedroom, they want to remove the need for any skirting. So they want to have that slick look throughout. So we're going to be installing a stop bead along the bottom here, all the way around, and then around the door lining too. So you'll remove any need for any architrave or skirting, which will give a quite a modern, slick look. So yeah, where I left off in here, we're going to have a his and hers section. We're going to have built-in wardrobe units throughout, and maybe a little store in the middle. So as mentioned, we're going to be having our electric underfloor heating running all the way through the bedroom into the walk-in wardrobe, and then finishing in the ensuite, as of course this is a wet room. Now with every wet room, we like to encourage our client to go for some sort of underfloor heating, and 9 times out of 10 this ends up being electric underfloor heating. So within the ensuite area, we're going to be going for 150 kilowatts, as we're also going to be having a towel rail on the wall, and in the bedroom and the walk-in wardrobe, we're going to be going for 200 kilowatts, as one, it's a bigger area, and two, there are no other radiators in that zone. So the stages for this ensuite: once the electricians have run their electric underfloor heating through onto this 18mm ply, we're then going to be latexing this throughout up to the top of this wet deck tray. Now this tray has a natural fall on it already, which comes down into this trap. So when the tiler is here, he's going to tile this floor throughout with a mosaic tile, and then it's all going to fall into this trap nicely. On the walls, we're going to be going for this tile here. It's a rectangular tile with a beveled edge. Now this is going to be going in your traditional brick bond, so staggered like that, and this is going to be going from floor to ceiling. We've got 1800 long shower with a screen coming down the side here, and then it's open at the end. The shower valves on this wall here, so you can access the shower valves from this side, turn it on, wait for it to get warm, and then come through without having to get wet. We've got a towel rad here, so we've just got to apply this, as this is a pocket door system. As you should know by now, we love installing pocket doors throughout our loft conversions and extensions, as it just creates the opportunity for more space. And in this instance, it has allowed us to install a towel rail on this wall without having to worry about a door swinging and closing. In the center here, we're going to have something called a Japanese bath, which was new to me on this build, which we can show you some images of too. And then over here, we're going to have our basin and toilet wall mounted system here. So like in the previous video, the toilet system is built behind this wall, and then what we have like a floating toilet here, so the floor will run through underneath. Right, that's this bathroom done. Let's take you on into the family bathroom and show you the score in there. So the family bathroom, which was positioned to the rear of the property, this is going to be also moved towards the front. So this is just going to become a spare room, or like a playroom, like what this area was for the kids. So this bathroom is going to be very much like the ensuite on the other side of the wall. We're going to be having that electric underfloor heating throughout, and then we're going to have a wet deck shower tray here, which has been installed. And like I said, you've got your latex going on top of the electric underfloor heating, and then the tiler will tile it all in seamlessly. So tiles in this one, they're going quite creative with these tiles here. So we've got these hexagon tiles running throughout the floor. There's one more colour to come, however it hasn't been delivered yet. And then they're going to be going for hexagon tiles on the walls as well. So along this wall here and down this side is going to be halfway around where the bath is going to be. And then as we come into the zone for the shower, it's going to be going full height, running all the way along this wall here too. So we've had to be a bit creative over in this zone here. As you'll notice, this slants up. This is following the staircase below, as you've got to have that head height as you're coming up into the first floor of this property. So we're just going to have our vanity, sort of like a vanity unit here with a basin, and then we're going to be installing some shelving, which is all going to look perfect when it's done and really come together nicely. Again, we've got that wall mounted toilet. So this is just like what's on the other side. So this is going to have that floating toilet there too, and the cistern is hidden behind. And if there are any problems with the toilet later down the line, then all it is this is connected to your flush panel, and then this can just be easily popped off and then put back on. So one point to mention is that due to both of the bathrooms being positioned towards the front of the property, it has made it a lot easier in terms of the drainage and the plumbing involved, as all of the waste will run down into the same stack pipe, which ends up down into the existing part of the garage, going into the existing chamber out towards the front. So yeah, we've made some great progress on this build already, and we're all ready for the electricians to finish their first fix and then get the plasterers in and really going to start coming together. So I'm really excited to show you these bathroom transformations and the next stages involved in this build. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.